Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Tya Novira Utami. In this occasion, I would like to present my proposal, which entitled A Study on Pronunciation Anxiety of English Education Department Students at SUSKA. And also, I would like to thank my supervisor, Ms. Novia Ibrahim. Without any further ado, let's get to the list. The first one, we have background of the problem. According to Wong in 1987, non-native speaker cannot communicate well with low pronunciation. It means that having a good and understandable pronunciation is important when doing oral communication. Kafes in 2018 also says that pronunciation is viewed as closely related to learner identity and level of self-confidence. Based on the preliminary research, problems that faced by some students of 7th semester Department of English Education at SUSKA are they feel anxious when they pronounce something, they are afraid to speak, they are afraid of being judged, and then some of them also not satisfied with their pronunciation. It is also supported by Baran in 2014, says that the key causes of pronunciation learning anxiety include fear of negative evaluation and beliefs. The next we have identification of the problem. There are students lack practice, especially their pronunciation, and then students afraid to speak in the classroom. Students also afraid to utter the words incorrectly, and then students do not know the correct pronunciation is for some words. The next we have the limitation of the problem. The limit for this study is only to find out students' pronunciation anxiety of 7th semester students in the Department of English Education at SUSKA. After that, we have formulation of the problem. I have two questions. The first question is, how is students' pronunciation anxiety of 7th semester students in the Department of English Education at SUSKA? And then the next one is, what are the factors that affect students' pronunciation anxiety? After formulation of the problem, I have objective of the research. The first, to find out students' pronunciation anxiety, and then the second, to find out the factors that affect students' pronunciation anxiety of 7th semester students in the Department of English Education at SUSKA. After that, I have significance of the research. There are three significance of the research that I put in this video. The first is theoretically. Theoretically means that this study will expected to give information about students' pronunciation anxiety, especially 7th semester students in Department of English Education SUSKA. And then the next one is for students. It means that this study is expected to be helpful for students to overcome their problem in learning English as the foreign language, especially with their pronunciation. And then the last but not least is this study is hopefully can give contribution for those who concerned in the world of teaching and learning English as foreign language. The next is we have definition of the term. In this case, I would like to present what is pronunciation anxiety. Pronunciation anxiety is a feeling of nervousness when a learner experiences foreign language learning, especially with their pronunciation. The next, the theoretical framework. As you can see, according to Baran 2014, pronunciation anxiety is a multidimensional construct referring to the feeling of apprehension experienced by non-native speaker in oral communicative situations due to negative or low pronunciation self-perception and to beliefs and fears related to pronunciation. Horowitz et al. In 1986 also added that pronunciation is a part of performance in language learning classroom, which pronunciation anxiety become a significant source of students' problem in language learning classroom. And the last one is Kralova in 2017 says that pronunciation anxiety has some components in it, such as oral performance apprehension, concern about the pronunciation self-image, and pronunciation self-efficacy, and also attitude to English pronunciation. The next is factors that affect students' pronunciation anxiety. As you can see, according to CAFES 2018, students with educational background in English has higher pronunciation anxiety than students who did not. And then Baran 2014 also says that students that don't want to take a part in conversation or refuse to communicate having difficulties accepting their pronunciation, self-image, and afraid of being judged. So factors that can affect students' pronunciation anxiety are 2, students' educational background, and then willingness to communicate. The next one, I have operational concept. Some aspect in pronunciation anxiety according to Kralova et al. 2017. The first is oral performance apprehension. It means that the type of shyness characterized by fear or anxiety to communicate. The second one is self-concern over the pronunciation. It means that anxiety brought on by the worry that other speaker will think negatively about one's pronunciation. And the third is pronunciation self-image. It means that the belief one's hold about personal appearance. For example, about looks and then the sound when we utter the pronunciation. And then the fourth is pronunciation self-efficacy. It is related to one's predisposition to acquire or learn a foreign language. And then the last one, we have attitude to English pronunciation, which means beliefs about the importance of pronunciation for successful communication. The next, we have relevant research. I have 4 relevant research: Kralova et al. In 2017, CAFES in 2018, Baran in 2014, and Kumairo in 2018. From these 4 relevant research, there is still a gap that I still can do, which is the location of the research and then also the respondent of the research. The next, we have research design. I will use quantitative research design and then using survey as the design of the research to gather data on a certain phenomenon based on the replies of the respondent. For the time and location, I would like to carry out this study in December 2022. Meanwhile, the location, I would like to conduct this study at Department of English Education of State Islamic University Sultan Syarif Qasim Riau. For the subject, I will use 7th semester students at Department of English Education SUSKA Riau, and the object will be students' pronunciation anxiety. For population and sample of the research, population will be all the 7th semester students at Department of English Education SUSKA Riau. As you can see, the population consists of 112%. And then for the sample, I would like to use simple random sampling, and then I will use only A class, which consists of 27 students, because according to Arikunto 2006, the researcher may choose a sample size of 10%, 15%, 20%, or 25% if there are more than responders in the population. Technique of data collection, I would like to use questionnaire, and this questionnaire was designed by Kralova et al. In 2017. This questionnaire has 20 number of questions. And the last but not least is technique of data collection. In order to find out students' pronunciation anxiety, the researcher will use descriptive analysis and then also will use Microsoft Excel and SPSS to calculate the data. As you can see, the score of anxiety by Beck, Epstein, Brown, and Steer, there are some classification of anxiety: high level, moderate, mild level, and minimum level. And then calculate the score using formula from Arikunto, as you can see in the screen. I think that's all from me. I think that's all from my presentation. I'm so sorry if I have a mistake. Thank you so much. I hope this presentation will give positive effects for everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.